We just had a pretty cool game between Navi and KF5, and now, well, that warm-up is over because Navi kind of stomped there. Now they have to prove themselves against Fnatic, and this is probably the first time we're going to see the true strength of the Navi lineup. We have Sky Temple as our first map in the best of 3 series at the Heroes Battle Arena, and Fnatic is banning out Tyrande. After Navi decided to ban out Falstad and is most likely going to take Kel'Thas now to start the draft off. Unless, of course, they have a bit of a pocket strategy that they want to show there. If they have some kind of like play that Navi is not quite familiar with. So yeah, we're going to see how Fnatic is going to play against Navi, who proved themselves to be extremely strong during the last series, and there is that Kel'Thas. So Fnatic now with an opportunity to go into, well, ETC Uther, but there's a lot more to it than that. It's just like one of the standard comps that you can go for, ETC already taken, but you can still combo that off with a Sonya, which Fnatic has done in the past, but in today's game they decide to go for ETC Uther instead, which is extremely powerful. They have shown in previous drafts a Muradin, Sonya. It's really just a matter of personal preference of what you go for here. But this, what they chose, is of course a very strong comp at that. Navi likely to go at least into the Muradin. Muradin is a solid frontliner. They already played him earlier against KF5, and I'm very sure that they are going to drop the hero again. They could go into that Sonya together with Muradin right now. Muradin already taken, and now it's just a matter of what exactly they prioritize here higher. They could go into that Sonya, as already mentioned, but there's a couple of heroes overall that you can really take here. You could also just simply go for an early push hero, a damage hero. We've seen a lot of Sylvanas being played on basically any map out there, and she offers a lot if you are going up against an ETC, since you can also, of course, use that silence and drop him out of the mosh pit. We could see them also heading into, well, I suppose some other damage heroes. Navi in particular hasn't really played any of these pocket pick heroes that we've seen from KF5 with a high focus on the Lost Vikings, and I don't really think that they're going to go for something like that. It's probably going to be more of a solid draft. An early Thrall here already. All right, Navi loves to play them. We know that. I didn't really expect them to go for it on the third pick, but hell, why not? They were maybe a bit afraid that Fnatic might pick Thrall. He is getting higher and higher in the draft. Like, the priority that Thrall receives right now is pretty fun to watch. I mean, for the longest time, everybody wanted to see Thrall in the drafts, and now we finally get that wish granted. Fnatic, they could start to counteract that now again, also with a ban on potentially the Tassadar. It's probably going to be a support ban. Either you get rid of a Charism, you can get rid of a Tassadar here, something that would allow Thrall to go even more ham than he already does. And it is a Tassadar that is being banned out. So pretty smart doing that, getting rid of those shields. Navi then again, when they are looking at the setup here, heroes that they could try to ban out are, well, they already take it. It's a Sonya. They ban the Sonya out. Not only ETC benefits greatly from a Divine Shield, it's also Sonya, and Fnatic has proven over and over again how dangerous they are with their Sonya play. So that's probably a very good choice. With Fnatic, we can still see Jaina taken. Normally, when we're talking about Mena, Jaina is very powerful, and they, first of all, run this with the Tyrael, so that's going to allow them even more sustain during these fights. And as Sylvanas is being played. Now, Jaina is still an option for them, keep that in mind, especially Mena loves to play either Kel'Thas or Jaina. Navi is kind of unlikely to pick her, since they already have a Kel'Thas. First of all, they need a support, and it's likely that we're going to see Charism taken on the side of Navi, so that they have that Divine Palm ready, and that they can also, like with Muradin and Thrall at frontline, get a lot of healing power out of the hero. We have a few other options that they have overall in the setup. They need a bit of range damage, would I'd still say. They could go into a Vala, they could go into a Reyna, and even a Zagara at the bot lane would of course make a whole lot of sense here on Sky Temple. These days in the European scene she's a bit more often seen on maps like Dragonshire, but on Sky Temple she's also quite powerful. But I would rather expect something along the lines of maybe a Vala here for Navi. Then again, there are options. They can also run this with a Reyna to get the Hyperion in play and zone a few of these temples out. That is really strong, but let's see what they're going to do. They have still have time pool running, so Navi has some time to think about what exactly they want to play in this case. But it is again that Anubarak. Okay, so very, very high focus on the melee heroes. They played with an Anubarak earlier. Alex the Prodigy was playing on the Love Bug, and that was very cool. Fnatic now, are they going to drop that Jaina for Mena, or are they going to run him with the Sylvanas in this case? Fnatic can actually, I mean, they have two frontliners already. They need a bit more damage with this. They have already a very sustainable lineup, but we have now Sylvanas. It could be the Jaina, or they could simply go, yes, it is the Jaina, okay. So a lot of the picks, as expected. Very strong setup here, by the way. I'm really liking it. Fnatic going into double warrior, double damage, and NaVi is heading into a triple frontliner setup. Well, if you count Charism, it's actually 4 heroes that are in melee range. Sky Temple is, of course, the first map, and this is the true test of strength for NaVi, and I'm excited about it. So Sky Temple, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump in, and we're going to find out if NaVi takes it, or if Fnatic is going to claim the first win in the best of 3 series here at the Heroes Battle Arena. Game number 1, everybody, at the Heroes Battle Arena. The match between NaVi and Fnatic. And, well, this is supposed to be a really good one. So far, we didn't really know how strong NaVi really is with that new setup, but we're going to find out now. They're going up against one of the strongest team in the European scene. They are going up against Fnatic. To the left side of the map on Sky Temple, our first map in the best of 3 series, we see Alex the Pro G on Nuburak, Crosby on Kalthas, Eternal on Thrall, we have Zarmany on Muradin, and Karampakete on Charism. To the right side of the map, Breeze on ETC, we have Fnatic with main on Jaina, Shad on Tyrael, Quatnix on Sylvanas, and Smexy Style is playing Uther here for the team. So in case that you actually have not really followed the Heroes of the Storm scene of Europe in the recent past, yes, we had definitely quite a few changes. The Fnatic setup is something that everybody should be quite familiar with right now. But we have for NaVi now a few players that you've seen on other teams in the past. Garampakete, a former Team Liquid player, and Crosby, of course, a player that has been playing for Spartanian, aka My Insanity, in the recent past, and is currently one of the members of the Fnatic setup, NaVi setup. And we have already the attempt in the early game, which was defended with Sylvanas heading for tower, Quatnix trying to burst something down. We've been talking about it in the previous series. In this game, though, it didn't really happen. And yeah, level 1 talents, pretty much a lot of them really focused on the globe talents. You can already see the Regeneration Master on Tyrael and on Nuburak. We're seeing Conjurer's Pursuit for Jaina, for Uther, and we have, of course, next to that also the Mana Addict here for Charism, for Kalthas himself. Charism, on the other hand, with Transcendence in this case. And the same build that we've seen from Thrall in a couple of occasions already, going straight for the Seasoned Marksman. We're going to see him with the Envenom on level 4, and then on level 7, on level 13 and 16, he's going to go for the Wind Fury Talons to try to get that extra damage out with all of those auto attacks. That being said, the temples are active on the map. This is only going to be the first map in the best of 3 series here at the Heroes Battle Arena, powered by Twitch and G2A. And at the bot lane, the two, well, I don't want to call it Tyrael a melee assassin. Eternal on his Thrall definitely is one of them. But Shad, of course, he can do pretty nasty things with that Tyrael as well. We've seen that in the past, especially on maps like Cursed Hollow. For now, it's more of a fight for those temple shots. Anubarak to the top lane, securing that quite easily. And the cool thing about Anubarak here is that NaVi already played the hero before, and the last time we've seen it, oh, the stun! And Quatnix cannot jump to the Haunting Wave and is eliminated. But as I said, the cool thing about Anubarak is that they actually play him usually with Cocoon to isolate targets, and it's pretty solid. Cocoon is a great talent, it's an amazing talent. I'm always surprised that not more teams play it on him. The sustain that you get, of course, out of the Locust Swarm is great, but Cocoon allows you an 8-second disable, and that can be just absolutely brilliant during these big team fights. Underking, again, as a level 4 talent for Anubarak, as in the previous games. We have the double neck guitar as a level 4 talent for Breeze here. And Uther went straight into the protective shield. We have the radius increase for Jaina with a blizzard. Last few shots have been soaked here. And a slight lead for NaVi. Nothing like too fancy. Nothing like really gives you a huge lead or anything. But still something that is noteworthy. Of course, after the Regeneration Master talent, Amplified Healing, the two talents proc off each other, which is actually very, very sweet. The healing power that you get out of every single globe is therefore increased, and it's absolutely awesome to see how that it works in conjunction, because later on in the game, Tyrael just has so much regeneration. It's really nice. Regeneration Master was a bit stronger in the past as well, and we've seen sometimes players have like more than 100 hit points regenerating per second. It's a talent that balanced over the patches, but yeah, there were a couple of really crazy things. I mean, there was a time when with Stitches, every single time you went for your Devour, you would get 4 additional healing, 4 additional hit points healed. It was like a 30-minute game that I once played where I had a 250 hit points per second heal. That was kind of imba. Breeze, by the way, talking about imba, he gets taken out, and Anubarak jumps in again, tries to go for the second kill. Yeah, they were attempting to stun Quatnix once more to just managed so that he can't go into that Haunting Wave and escape, but this time it didn't work out. The problem still is that early level 7 talent, where we again have the AoE damage for Alex, who went into the Urticating Spines. We have also now that level 7 Wind Shear talent that we've been talking about a bit earlier on Thrall, and we see of course the Echo of Heaven for Charism. So a lot of pressure here at the bot lane. One tower taken down, a lot of experience soaked. Zarmany is now up at the top, and Navi is playing this really well. Keep in mind that Navi is currently up against a team that did not only win DreamHack, but also took the Hitbox Invitational that we just had recently, the 4K event. So in this case, Navi is doing pretty well. But of course, Fnatic is not a team that just gives up because they are a level behind in the early game. These boys are going to get super aggressive once they hit the level 10 ability, and maybe even before that. This game is far from being over. 2 kills against 0, but it's already quite nice to see that Navi is able to, at least for now, keep up. Alex is going to move out. He's just using his Underkin here to get away with the Burrow Charge up to the top lane. Quacknix with the Soak of Experience, and he's of course trying to deep-push that wave now as well. We have the Unstable Poison for him, Frostbitten for Mena on the level 7 talent here for his Jaina. And the action is starting, ladies and gentlemen, as the tower to the bot lane is claimed, and that means that not only the well, but also that fort is more or less forfeit here. We see Fnatic rotating over into the lanes to soak experience, but so far it's a very decent job that Navi is doing here. They are having a lot of fun at that bot lane, can push that in easily. Thrall is trying to claim the top. Smexy style is going for the stun, but it's a bit too late. Oh, Eternal, that was close, my friend. I did not expect Mena to move in with that Blizzard, but of course he can still poke a bit with that Chain Lightning. In the end, though, he will need some help if he really wants to make this work. The bot fort has been eliminated in the meantime, though, and the rotation is heading straight for Breeze. The level 10 ability should be faster for Team Navi, but Fnatic has done a solid amount of work at the top lane, destroyed both of the towers and went through the entire wall. So even though Navi will head into level 10 a bit earlier, we still have that talent hitting fairly soon for the opponent. Alex missing that stun. That's of course unfortunate for him here, but they get their heroic ability. Fnatic is going to get it any second now though either. So we have Cocoon taken, Sunder Ring. We have also Phoenix, Divine Palm, and also Muradin with that Avatar. As you can see, the heroic ability for the opponent isn't ready just yet, but Fnatic is soaking experience on all 3 lanes, so we see them now finally with that ultimate ability. We have already Mosh Pit taken, and there's of course the big combos. Divine Shield into Mosh Pit, into Ring of Frost, maybe even with the Sanctification and the Wailing Arrow. It's the wombo combo of doom that we're seeing here, and if Fnatic is able to launch that only once, they should be able to get a lot of kills there. There's quite a couple of disables and stuns though that Navi can count on, and they are going to try to use all of those to especially make DTC's life a living hell. Him together with Tyrael at the front line are going to eat a lot of those stuns, definitely over the course of this game. But it's only one good mosh pit that you really need to go for a team wipe, or at least a 3 to 4 man kill, and from that point on you can really snowball these fights. So both of the teams are going to be very careful how they initiate. And oh, Alex actually diving deep for this one. They go for Tyrael, but Eldruin's Might is going to hit any second. Nice, Cocoon is in play. Smexy style is trying to eliminate it. Shad is down. Down goes Tyrael. Alex eating a lot of damage, but they move in again against Uther. He's down as well. It's a double kill for Navi, and they are not stopping here. They're going for Quacknix. He jumps away with the Haunting Wave and barely escapes. But that was exactly that power play that we've been talking about. Great job by Navi. They get that damage in and are able to take the opponent down here. Really nice combo, and you could really see the value of the Cocoon. Immediately the Cocoon against Uther, no Divine Shield for him, and now they are starting to move into the mid lane, where first of all the Beatles are soaking some of the tower ammunition while the rest of the team pushes, and they secure themselves level 12. Muradin even at the bot lane here. Zarmany is getting those shots in, and with them already annihilating a few of the structures, this is now attacking directly the fort in the mid lane. Muradin eventually will have to jump out of this one, and it shouldn't really be a problem for him. He's so far not using that jump. He's waiting to see who's going to come over there towards the temple, and he can move back in. Zarmany moves up to the top now. Thrall, by the way, with another temple on his own, and Nubarak had to escape here since Breeze, Quacknix, and Mena were attempting to go for a kill, but that fort has now been eliminated up to the top. Level 13 is very close now for Navi. They're starting to move in. Breeze might be in a bit of trouble. Gets stunned. Phoenix being used. Breeze gets stunned again as a Divine Shield, but can he really escape? escape. Looks like he can get away, but we have the Cocoon used up to the top, and that's, of course, now a bigger problem. Cocoon is there, stuns are happening, and bye-bye Sylvana. She has no chance to escape this one. Level 13 talents now also ready, and that leaves us in this case with the chain bombs finally, with that level 13 talent going straight for the wall up at the top, with the Nubarak even aiming for more damage, the AoE damage, not only thanks to the Urticating Spines, but also the Burning Rage that has now been claimed. Grace of Air, Relentless, and Thunderstrike as the talents, and still not all of the tower shots soaked up at the top, where Alex the Pro-G is starting to take over. Doesn't really have any of these beetle talents that we oftentimes saw in the past before the patches started to nerf them, but still he's more than in a good position to take down all of these creatures and make sure that he's getting the last few shots into the middle, where they will drop another fort. 5 kills against 0, and currently NaVi is showing Fnatic how this game is being played. And guys, the level of play on the European server is getting absolutely crazy these days. The fights that we've seen between Team Liquid and Fnatic have been insane, and now it looks like NaVi is able to give Fnatic a run for their money, and we haven't even seen Dignitas play in the recent past since they already qualified for Enter the Storm, and they weren't part of any of the other tournaments that have been played so far. Level 13 talents are finally ready on the side of Team Fnatic, and that leaves us after the Just Keep Rocking, the mini Relentless, with groupies. We have Mirrodin getting chased down at the bot, and he's jumping away. Hop, little dwarf, hop. And of course, Evasive Fire, Imposing Will, and also the Shrink Ray for Uther. That being said, the top lane is being pressured by Alex. He's trying to deep push, first of all, the Bruiser camp, so that his own camp is going to do a bit more damage. And they're simply moving in again. And it looks like they're going to try for the wall here. The rest of the team is still down there. Quarknix and his boys are thinking about pushing, but I'm not quite sure if they can make that happen for too long. Breeze is completely locked down and is trying to get away here. That Sundering, I'm not quite sure if that really helped them. So that Sundering might not have been as helpful as they thought it would be, but they're still moving in, and here comes ETC with the weirdest mosh pit that I've ever seen. What the hell was that? That was hashtag misclick, if anything, because I do not believe for a second that Breeze really wanted to use the mosh pit there. So that's one wasted cooldown, and we see the rest of the team moving in. Uther is about to die, uses the Divine Shield onto himself. Ring of Frost is stopping them in their tracks, but yeah, that's a very, very tricky spot now for Fnatic. They didn't lose a hero, at least. I mean, that's already cool. So they didn't lose anybody, but yeah, that mosh pit on Breeze, that was awkward. And that allows now NaVi to go for the boss. But I'm not 100% certain that that Sundering that we saw from Eternal really helped. I mean, the whole idea was, of course, to just stun Breeze once again so that they can take him down before he's able to dash away. But in the end, I think it did more harm than good. But yeah, doesn't really matter. They come out in a very good spot with the earlier level 16 talent, and also with a boss that is now moving in. Eternal is just rotating in. They can go for the fight. On level 16, he went for the extra damage on his third attack, so we have him with the Tempest Fury. Stone Form, Circle, level 5, Arcane Barrier, and Blood for Blood are taken. And while we see Fnatic defend the bot lane, NaVi is just simply moving into the mid lane, saying hello to that wall, taking that down, and they can do a ton of damage. The temple on the map is also still active, so they can go for that one too. We have, of course, the bot lane still pressured. That boss is doing some work. Is at least going through that wall. Not going to drop any of these towers, but as you know, any structure that you take on any of these maps are, of course, incredibly important. So Gran Paqueta soaking a few of the shots. Rest of the team is going to rotate over very fast, and this attack is already hitting not only that well, but will put damage onto the keep indeed as well. So the rest of the team rotating towards the camps, claiming a few of those, timing them even. I mean, timing that camp here. Breeze is currently waiting. The rest of the shots are starting to get fired towards the keep. This might actually fall. This keep is going to fall. There's enough shots left to take the first keep down in the game, and it looks like Fnatic, they know that they need experience first, so they're just rotating on the map, trying to go for a bit of a, well, maybe for a trap here. Level 16 talent is the most important part for them now, and finally they have it. So it's going to be a fight on even talents if they are moving in again. We have the Northern Exposure taken over the Numbing Blast, Holy Ground, and next to that we see Cold Embrace, Benediction, and ETC. Kind of likely, yes, Echo Paddle indeed it is, so a bit more extra damage thanks to the pulsing. But here comes that potential fight, and all that Fnatic needs is a good combo with ETC Mosh Pit. Breeze is going to try to get that in, but things are starting to get a little bit dicey for them. So far we still have forts on the map for their opponents. NaVi still has forts on this map, and we see at the same time one keep already damaged at the top. half HP, keep in the mid lane, destroyed, keep at the bot lane, still at full HP, but the gate gone. So this is a really tricky spot for them. 2 levels ahead, that's where we're seeing Navi now, and it's 5 kills against 0. There's actually still 2 of the forts alive for Navi, like it couldn't really be worse for Fnatic, and they kind of need to wait for either an objective that they can take and then force a fight, or at least a team fight in general, because they don't have too much time. I mean, there's still camps on the map that Navi can take, and they do, but in just 1.5 levels, a bit more than that, we're going to see level 20, the Storm talents for Navi, and all they do have to play it safe and sound, but here comes the attack, and Sylvanas is helping with a push, so we have the decision made. Fnatic is moving in, Navi is ready to go for it, Avatar Stone Form being used, Zarmany moves back, the keep or the fort has been eliminated though, so a pretty solid move here by Fnatic after all, able to get some damage in, and they forced also 2 of their rogue abilities out, especially of course that Avatar is something that they're going to miss in the next fight. It's going to be down for another 80 seconds, and that's not too shabby. But we have now the entire team starting to rotate down to the bottom as well. Top temple, bottom temple, both of them are active. 2 of them are also as we speak. It looks though as if we are seeing another massive attack by Navi just rotating in. They're trying to drop a few of the structures and they know that there are heroes up at the top. So they go straight for both of these towers, or at least they try to. So much damage pushed in. But here is Shad, and yep, in this case, he's jumping in and using, of course, or attempts to use the zoning effort with the Holy Ground. But Breeze moves in. Here comes the Mosh Pit and the Divine Shield. They immediately focus all the other heroes here. He has to cancel the Mosh Pit. Already we're seeing Cocoon being used, but the target has been released. A kill on each side. Muradin down and also Jaina. But we have also Uther dying now, and this is the turnaround against the Fnatic. Alex the Pro G is Divine Palm. Breeze, on the other hand, he dies for real. Shad jumps away again, but the Under King allows Alex to go in deep for the potential kill. They can't really get it now, but they are attempting to at least put more damage onto the structures. And not only that, Quantnix is also suffering a lot of damage here. Nobody's going for the keep. I actually expected them to go for it, but they just simply aim for both of these temples now. And of course, the temple down to the bot lane with the shots is going to eliminate that particular keep eventually. At the top lane, Eternal versus Shad, and guess what? We're going to see those level 20 talents. There they are, with now also a double Bolt of the Storm already on Kel'Thas and Thrall. We have the Hardened Shield for a Nubarok, and the Peaceful Repose on the side of Karazim. Eternal needs to move away out of this one, gets zoned, nice, but has to use the Bolt of the Storm and is still able to escape. The bottom keep, as already mentioned, has just fallen, and we have the rest of the team still rotating around. If they can, they don't even have to soak anything else. The top keep has now fallen too. That means one more temple and this game is over, because the core is going to fall to it, losing a few shields as we speak, and Anubarak is up at the top trying to buy a bit of time, whereas the bottom lane is heavily pushed thanks to now also those siege shines that are starting to move in. The bottom temple, the top temple is being fought over. Nice attempt to take down Kel'Thas, but he is still using that Phoenix, bolted out of there. Jaina is in trouble. Jaina is in a lot of trouble. She gets the Divine Shield in the last second, but she might still die. We are seeing also Shad struggling. Here comes Alex. He needs to move out. Good Wailing Arrow, but Sylvanas is dead. Not ready to move away. Double mercenary camp at the bot lane is pushing the core and is pushing it hard. All that Navi has to do is go for the temple, and this game is won. The core is at 97% and is going to lose even more. ETC, Breeze, he's falling. Smexy style is low. The GG is called, and they go for Shad now as well. Nice zoning, but it doesn't matter anymore. The core is still being attacked, and all they have to do is rotate a hero either on those temples or just go in for the kill, and they kill it right away. The 1-0 lead for Navi in the best of 3 series. Great play here. Really well done, and an impressive performance by Navi against Fnatic. The draft for game number 2 is starting, and Fnatic is banning out Falstad, probably triggering a Tyrande ban on the side of Navi, which would allow Fnatic to go into a Kel'Thas. No, it's an ETC that Navi bans out, since Fnatic has been prioritizing the hero quite a bit. We are this time on Battlefield of Eternity, and Fnatic, they don't waste any time. They lock down Tyrande, no questions asked, and Navi could now go into Muradin Kel'Thas, Uther Kel'Thas. I guess Kel'Thas is definitely going to be part of it, and it's the Muradin that they focus on, which allows Fnatic to go now into maybe Sonya Uther. They are really famous for their Sonya plays, especially Quacknix is absolutely incredible on the hero, but Shed as well. So it's not only that Fnatic has one good Sonya player, they have two of those guys. And we could definitely see that opening here for them now. There's of course other options too. Battlefield of Eternity is going to be a fun map, and so far NaVi has done an incredible job against Fnatic. It was very, very well played, and we are going to find out now in this series if NaVi can even force that 2-0. But they go for a Jaina first, so Mene wants his Jaina, and we could actually see them, in theory, with a Diablo later. Diablo, again, as I already explained, is more popular in the European scene than he is usually in... Well, I guess in NA we're also seeing them. And there he is, Diablo. Alright, so Fnatic making me look good here. Tyrande, Jaina, and Diablo, a very nice combo. If you have ETC banned out, Muradin taken, Diablo is one of the best tanks that you can use for the initiation, and then you get that stun combo off. What's really important when you play the hero, though, is that you want to have a second tank next to him. You don't want to play Diablo solo tank. In the early game, you can do so much with him, and you can really just like take one hero down after another, but later on in the game, against Focus, he's rather weak, so you want to have a second tank together with him, or you want to play a double support, one of the two. NaVi now, they know that of course as well. They can think about what they would ban out here. It's a Zagara actually that they get rid of for all the vision that you can get on the map. Fnatic, well, I would be a bit careful. We haven't really seen a Sonya yet for NaVi, but they could definitely play the hero here. And there is a Tassadar still around, there's that Sonya around, so probably one of these two heroes is going to be banned out, or the Sylvanas. I talked about her earlier, and if you have an Immortal, then Sylvanas can help you just so much to push the lanes. Or they go really for the respect ban against the Nuburak, but I don't believe that. It is the Tassadar indeed that they ban out. Uther, by the way, could have been one of the bans as well. I completely forgot about him here, so that was another opportunity. NaVi can use that now. They could go Sonya Uther. They could really go Sonya Uther if they don't want to take the Sylvanas here. That would really help them also a bit against the potential burst damage that we're seeing on the side of Fnatic. They could play this also, of course, again with the Nuburak. They have the choice to go into Ethereal. You can already tell that at this point they have so many ways of how they can branch out. They take the Uther. Is it going to be the Sonya? Or we could see even that Thrall again. I mean, I haven't really touched upon him, but why not? Thrall 4 times in a row by NaVi. Hell yeah, let's go for it. If you have that Uther, then just bring it, baby. We have, of course, again, the Divine Shield to keep alive whoever they want to play here. Sonya, Thrall, it's easy peasy if you want to make that happen. And NaVi has the chance to do that now. Whereas Fnatic still needs a bit of a frontliner. They have a very solid setup already as is, but they need someone else next to Diablo to really put the pain in here. Yeah, NaVi. They're taking their sweet time. Considering how really fast they were in the last game to pick that Thrall, that's an interesting choice now. Thrall would really work well for them the way that they play it. If you look at the setup that they're currently running here, can really help them. But they go into that Anubarak again. So early Anubarak for them once more. They really like the hero. I love that they love him because it is so much fun to see Anubarak again in play. I like the Cocoon. I think it's a great talent. It was heavily underplayed, and we are going to see it back to business, and I love NaVi for it. Fnatic, they are going to show a hyper-aggressive game. And are they going to play this maybe with a Sonya at the front line? Yes, indeed they do. And next to that, this is where it actually starts to become a bit tricky, because what are they going to play here? Well, I guess we're going to find out. I'm very interested, because they could go into another melee warrior as well, if they don't want to go for too much range. With range, it would more likely be a Reyna. You can go into a Vala if you wanted to, but melee would make sense to keep Diablo and Sonya alive. We have a bit of a draft bug, as you can already tell, but that hero pick should appear any second now. Well, NaVi is already thinking about theirs, and it is that Thrall. We have Tyrael on one side, more melee action for Fnatic, and Thrall for NaVi. Boys, I'm not gonna lie, I love these two teams to death. It's going to be so much fun to actually see how they're gonna play this. NaVi is in the lead with a 1-0, and they once again believe in Green Jesus to bring them to victory, to split the waves of the opponent. Moses is amongst us, at least Green Moses, that is. And Battlefield of Eternity is going to be the next map. So let's jump right in and see if NaVi can successfully take down Fnatic with a 2-0, or if Fnatic is coming back into this. Let's not forget, we're talking about the DreamHack champion here. So let's jump right in. Battlefield of Eternity. Game number 2 in the best of 3 series is played on Battlefield of Eternity. And to the left side of the map, once again, Naughty Alex on his silenced Anubarak. For Navi, in the lead with the 1-0 against Fnatic. We have Eternal on Thrall, Zarmany on Muradin, Crosby on Kelthas, Grampakete on Uther. And to the right side of the map, their opponent, it is Fnatic with Mena on Jaina, Breeze on Diablo, the Lord of Terror, Quacknix on Sonya, Smexystar on Tyrande, and Shat is playing Tyrael. Both of these teams with a very, very scary composition here. And yeah, Mena with the memes. But yeah, these are scary lineups. I mean, I love that we see Thrall 4 times in a row. I love even more that Anubarak is back in the meta. And this is just going to be an absolutely great game. It is a fantastic setup that we have here. Soul Feast as a level 1 talent, as usual for Diablo. His whole combo potential with Tyrande in particular is going to be so strong. And the Reindeer is being chosen as the mount. Haven't seen any of those in quite some time. It's Christmas time again. So, yep, up at the bot lane, or down to the bot lane. We're currently having the 4 versus 4 situation between the two teams. And, well, for now, it's just all about that aggression. So Diablo is going to try and charge in and get the stun going so that Tyrande can set her Lunar Flare into action. And then we have Jaina and Sonya trying to get that damage in. The build has switched, by the way. So we've been talking a lot about the Thrall build here earlier on today, and especially what we've seen with the heavy focus on Wind Fury and Venom on level 4 with the level 1 Seasoned Marksman was of course one of the builds that we mentioned, but it's also a Chain Lightning build that you can play on the hero, and that is indeed what's happening here. Rolling Thunder as the level 1 talent, as Seasoned Marksman, is not as effective on this map as it is on others. So let's see how much the build is going to change here. This is going to be really, really cool. We have Eternal again on Thrall, and he seems to be flexible enough to adjust his build completely from one map to another. So that is going to be a fun one. Normally, with the Chain Lightning build, we are seeing the Chain Lightning talent also taken on level 4, and then you go on for follow through on level 7 to get the extra damage out of there. You have the double charge already, so you can just spam that out and get a few auto attacks in between. So that's going to be really sweet. And we have the cooldown reduction for Tyrael as the level 1 talent. So he's going for the Horadric Reforging, which can be very nice. With the Druid's Might, once that you hit, you get the cooldown reduction, and that's a heavy cooldown reduction at that. So you're pretty mobile in the way that you're behaving yourself in the fight. Very nice. Already jumping in, and both of the teams are going for the Immortal Burst. But now that it's halftime show, we have the fights about to start. So there's going to move straight in. You can already tell that both of the teams know exactly where that Immortal is going to end up. At least for the first round, that's pretty normal. Oh, jumps into the camp. The camp is not too happy about that. So the Shaman was just like sleeping. And like completely... Oh, there we go. Once again, Zarmany with an attempt to move in. Shat already with his own shield. And the boys are starting to make their play. We have everybody starting to get into rotation for this, into position. The Immortal for the blue team is currently the focus or the center of attention for both of the teams. Breeze with his Diablo is just waiting for an opportunity to jump in, but we see Thrall moving down to the bot lane as he is attempting to get extra experience and that earlier level 4. The rest of the team moves in, uses those stuns thanks to the Immortal to get a bit of cover. Zarmany is rather low, he has to be careful, but Thrall is moving back in. They're very close to level 4. They defend the Immortal. Thing is though that the defending team is usually in the end losing the Immortal because there's all that poke damage that you can dash in, especially if you are playing with the Tyrande and the Jaina, so you can use that flare from a distance and also use the Blizzard of course to just poke in a bit. And of course with both teams now on level 4, you're seeing the builds continue. Again Undertaker for the range increase on the Burrow Charge. The move against Tyrande, and Smexystar is about to fall. Or is he? He might not be. Muradin still wants him, and so does Anubarak, and indeed, Tyrande is dead. But Alex isn't getting out of there that easily. He's getting zoned though. Very well done here. The peel from the rest of the team is real, and therefore he's getting away. As we have on level 4, as predicted, the Lightning. So it should be the follow-through on level 7. The teams are both moving for the Immortals, but as already I said, the defending team usually loses the Immortal in the end after all. But we could see the red team losing more than that. They lose Breeze, so it's a double kill against them. And that drops the slight experience lead into the hands of Navi, who are already ahead in this series. With level 4 talents now also Fire Devil once again. We're seeing 2 focused attack, one on Tyrande and the other one also on Breeze with, sorry, not Breeze, on Quacknix with his Sonya. Bot lane Immortal Doesn't really have too many shields, so it should really be able to do too much damage, but of course 1 or 2 towers are going to fall here, but they are trying to burst it down as fast as they can, but a few of the structures will definitely be eliminated. There's no helping that. The top lane pressure against Alex the Pro G, on the other hand, is a little bit more difficult. Alex the Frog, oh, Diablo, kind of overshot that gate a bit. How did he end up in there? Breeze is probably just like, what the hell just happened? Why am I in there? But Smexy Style with a very nice move is saving him. Or is he? Zarmany is trying to go in, and is he going to be able to stun him out? Nice dodge by Breeze, but he is not going to escape this one, is he now? Pretty cool move. Breeze is going to fall eventually. He should. He might not. What? Okay. And again, Muradin is just hopping and moves out. But yeah, Breeze probably not too happy about that move. I mean, dashing behind the gate was probably not really what he intended here. It happened after all. But for now, we are seeing still a slight experience lead for the team in blue. So Navi is going to hit that level 7 talent faster. It's 3 kills against 0. Fission Bomb taken. Again, Urticating Spines on the level 7 talent for Alex the Frog. We are having Piercing Bolt. And we see, as predicted, follow through as the talent. So he's going for a different build now that he cannot rely as heavily on the Season Marksman stacks. It's a pretty cool build as well. It gives you a bit more wave clear, and you have also, of course, you need to employ different mechanics. I mean, the whole idea with a follow-through talent is really that you just move in, you hit one of your abilities, you go straight for an auto attack, you hit another ability, auto attack, and so on and so forth. So it's all about just using those chain lightning, since the cooldown is very low and you can hold 2 of the charges, especially, of course, since you are going for Ride the Lightning. So that's one of the things that he has to just really be careful about during the entire match now. Frostbitten on level 7, Soul Steal for Diablo, Ferocious Healing taken, we see Lunar Blaze, and we have the battle momentum as the Immortal is announced on map again. Both of the teams still on level 7, level 8. It's really all about just how the waves are moving currently in the match as well. 3 kills against 0, but it doesn't really matter too much as long as you have even experience with your opponent. But this is starting, of course, to be now the game where they are trying to get a couple of team fights in. Keep in mind that the entire setup, by the way, that Fnatic is using is really directed towards kills, right? Especially early game kills with that stun combo. And so far, they haven't secured a single kill. Far from it. They are the ones who lost 3 heroes. Again, the attack against Breeze. And for Fnatic, this is a bit of a little disaster what's currently happening here, because they are the ones who are supposed to get the early game kills. But they don't get a single one of those. Stun again, and here comes the attempt, and not only the attempt, the successful kill against Tyrael. Job well done, 4 kills against 0, and Fnatic is really in trouble right now. They are in a world of trouble. The entire lineup that they are running here is completely focused on early game kills, where Diablo dashes in, starts with a stun, Tyrande takes over, and then Jaina is supplying all that damage together with Sonya, and that didn't happen at all so far. So they are losing hit points on the Immortal, experience, soak attempts by Quacknix and the rest of Fnatic at the bottom in the top lane, and now we are seeing again Navi moving in for potential kill against the Immortal, and these fights, if Fnatic is not making some plays very soon, then they are in trouble and they know it. Zarmany is about to jump out, at least he's trying to. That stun on Tyrande is a bit too late, and now it's Fnatic who is attempting to defend here, but of course everybody is just moving to the top. Wells up, level 9 versus level 9. It's a bit of a trap that we're currently seeing here. Rampaketa moving through though at the front, charging in. They're dodging. Zarmany, they jump in. They want to have the Immortal. They need to make sure that they don't get stunned by these circles. And they move back just in time, but Alex gets stunned out, and that might be the kill. He dashes away. Unbelievable. In last second, still keeping himself alive. But as you can tell, 650 hit points on the Immortal of the red team. That's not going to survive for too much longer. Grand Paqueta, a Flame Strike from Crosby is all that they really need here. They, of course, need to make sure that Anubarak is going to come back, but he's already on the way. Zarmany moves in. There's that Flame Strike and the Storm Bolt. Immortal taken. Zarmany jumps out, and job well done. That's a pretty nice shield that they have on this Immortal now as well. So they're starting to move into the middle again. 4 kills against 0, and a great play by Navi here in this best of 3 series so far. The first game, of course, already very well controlled, and now in the second one, they play a flawless match. They haven't lost a single hero yet, and they are in a great position with that early level 10 talent. Cocoon, Sundering, Avatar, they have Divine Shield and Phoenix used, and they start to break through that top wall. They are here with 5 heroes. They don't soak the bottom lane, where we have Tyrael, Shad trying to get enough experience to give his own team level 10, which they are going to get any second now, but it's still doubtful that they're going to be able to save this fort. The Immortal alone is already going to do too much damage. Wrath of the Berserker We have at least that lightning breath taken, but the lockdown against Diablo already starting. They're trying to go for him. That fort has been eliminated. Cocoon being used. They try to drop it and they are able to do so, but the Sundering puts everybody in spot once again. Stun after stun after stun. Goodbye Jaina. Diablo might die. He does not, but Sonya is barely getting away. Yeah, that was a close one. That was really a close call there. Shadowstalk used and Sanctification really saving them there too. And this is now the move straight for the keep. And this keep 9 minutes in might actually even fall. The Immortal still has a lot of hit points. And yeah, the Immortal alone is already going to finish this one. So they're starting to move away. The keep is gone. They hop out. Quarknix is trying to follow this up. It's level 10s versus level 10s. Eternal is on the move back, but Alex needs to dash out. Oh my god. Whoa, they're stunned! Alex is going to die, but still. Anubarak for a keep. I'm going to take that trade any day. So they move away. Keep taking out not only the fort, but an amazing display of coordination and skill here for Navi. I'm really impressed. I'm very, very much impressed that they are able to just take Fnatic on with this young lineup. Crosby has just recently joined the team as a triad, and so did Grand Paquette. Fnatic is playing for much, much longer already as a unity, and they've won DreamHack. They've won the Hitbox Invitational. They've been able to nearly win the Fragmite Masters, where they came in second after just barely being defeated by Team Liquid. Yep, again the attack, but this time that might be the hour of Fnatic. Fnatic moves in and they get the kill against Thrall. Eternal is down. Zarmany, he lives and moves away. Breeze is just barely surviving, but Fnatic is starting to get their kills in. Oh, Breeze! Breeze is super low here. Is Alex going to commit to this one? They're thinking about it, you can tell, but Thrall is not with them, so they are just waiting this one out. But killing that keep was an important move, and getting to level 13 is going to be the next objective on the agenda. So they are already aiming straight for it, with the top lane being bursted away. Uther is soaking experience at the bottom. Grand Paquette showing just all the patience that he really needs there. But we have Nubarak and also Thrall back to business now. And they are going to the top to push this in even further. So now they start to move away. But that level 13 talent that we've been talking about is now ready. With again the Burning Rage on Nubarak. We're seeing, of course, Thrall now with a bit of an adjustment on level 13 as well. Going for the Giant Killer over the Wind Fury talent. Keep these chain bombs, by the way, in mind. The entire game so far, we didn't even have them ready for Kelthas, but now he can finally rely on that damage as well. Not really the best news for Fnatic, but, well, they are going to try. We have, in terms of damage, as you can see here, a bit of an idea. This is the comp that they've been waiting for the entire time. Alex needs to move away. The Lightning Breath not really doing as much damage as they were hoping for. Alex is still alive, and when it comes to hero damage, then we are seeing especially Kelthas and also Thrall up at the front. We have both of them on 23,000, and they move for the objective, and that level 13 talent is going to be absolutely amazing for them. So with the help of the additional talent, they're starting to move on to the Immortal. We have a bit of a burst from both teams right now, trying to go for the damage first, and as it happens, we see Navi moving over. They're trying to force a team fight that they can't really force just yet. Jaina even had to move up to the top lane, not only for the experience soak, but also to defend the lane. And here comes again the damage against the Immortal. Navi is playing a very solid game here, and what they want is, of course, Immortal number 2 for them now, which would also result in at least the fort at the bottom lane being dropped. But we have 13 versus 13 talents, and this is the time where Fnatic can finally take a stand. They have now Spell Shield, Overflowing Light, Imposing Will. We are seeing the Firestorm and the improved Ice Block. Great talents here for them, and this is really the fight that matters to Fnatic. If they lose here, then they are starting to become, like they are going to be, not lost or anything, but that would be bad. Let's just put it like that. It would be bad. I mean, this is the fight that you've been waiting for a long time, that you can finally fight on even talents again. Navi was always slightly ahead, but now it's just going to be all about the poking against the Immortal. And if you have Flame Strike in your arsenal, and of course also that Chain Lightning for Thrall, then you can poke from a fairly safe distance. Breeze is in a position where he's just waiting for an opportunity to dash in and take somebody out. So far, that did not really work out for them, but he's of course going to try. They start to rotate heroes to the top, and that's the moment that Navi is going to use to go in straight away. That burst is not going to be fast enough. Navi is going for the burst themselves, and they are going to win the race. It's going to be a small shield, but it is going to be noticeable. So here they are, 5 kills against 2. Immortal is chased, and this is going to mean the end of the fort at the bot lane. If they can push more than that, that's a question that we have to answer over time. But first of all, Fnatic has to make sure that they're defending their core, because these catapults are starting to get nasty. And that is a chance that Navi uses to go straight for that fort and even drops a few of the structures before the Immortal is even in play. They could drop the fort before the Immortal is there, and that's exactly what they're doing. They go in, the Immortal needs one shot, and that thing is down. So that already happened. They go for Diablo, lockdown against him, 1 stun, 2 stun, gravity lapse, a lot of burst damage. Again, chain bombs already in play. The Immortal doing its thing, 15.5 against level 14, and the structures at the wall are also going to fall. Nice Phoenix, good zoning. That gives the Immortal a lot of safety to do even more damage. They won keep number 2, and they could get level 16 now. If they hit the next level here, that would be an amazing position for them to finish that keep off. And there it is, the talent that they wanted. Level 16, Arcane Barrier chosen. Once again, we have Shadow Stalk being used. Maxi style trying to keep the team alive, but the Sundering is just dropping Diablo. He's eliminated, and they go deep for a potential next kill. The keep is down. Sonya is about to die. Unbelievable. Navi is showing Fnatic how the game is being played. They go for the core, and I can't believe it. Fnatic hasn't taken a map yet against these guys. We have Navi now in the 3rd game that they play at the Heroes Battle Arena, and they have not dropped a map. They dropped my Insanity, they dropped TF5, and now they are successful against Fnatic, unless there is a miracle happening now, and I don't see that happening at all. They are going to finish this game. Crazy, crazy matches. Navi in an absolute impressive performance here, and they take the game, the best of 3, with a 2-0 at the Heroes Battle Arena. GG and well played.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is GG and the end of another series here on KhaldorTV with Heroes of the Storm. So once again, we have another video finished, and I hope that you enjoyed the commentary and that you liked the game, of course, as well. It was a pleasure casting the match for you. And if you guys really enjoyed it, then make sure that you give that video a thumbs up on YouTube. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do that too. If you have friends that are interested in Heroes of the Sports esports scene, then definitely recommend the channel to them, or just show them the video if they want to see like a bit how the pros are drafting here, especially of course when it comes to the North American scene, European scene. And I mean, these days we even have a couple of Chinese games on the channel here, so I hope that you enjoy that as well. That being said, thank you very much for watching again. I'm going to see you guys next time with more Heroes of the Storm content here on the channel. Have a great day and enjoy your week, and see you soon. Bye bye.